Defence Force mum on reports of marked ballot papers destined for DRC, and South Africa hailed as the leader in HIV/AIDS research in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm Lebo Changela with this news update. The Defence Force has declined to comment on reports that at least 10 pallets of allegedly already marked ballot papers destined for the DRC were found at the R. Tambo International Airport. Some DRC nationals are at the airport protesting against the further dispatch of the papers to their home country where elections are currently underway. Serge is one of these Congolese nationals.
There are some ballots that have been found at the OR Tambo International here in Johannesburg. And the flight that was about to load those ballots actually is air cargo. That was 8 pallets, and the 2 other pallets were supposed to be loaded in SA cargo. And the destination apparently is Lubumbashi and Kinshasa. And people were a little bit shocked because the elections are over, but there's still some ballots that they are going there. For which purpose?
South Africa has been hailed as the leader in HIV/AIDS research in sub-Saharan Africa. Delegates at the 6th Annual Sahara Conference underway in Port Elizabeth have applauded the South African research team, which identified circumcision as one of the methods that could help reduce the spread of HIV/AIDS. The 2010-2011 figures in South Africa reveal that 2.1 million people have tested positive to HIV, while in 2008, more than 5 million people were living with AIDS. Executive Director of the International AIDS Society, Bertrand Odon, elaborates.
And if I compare the situation in South Africa now to what it was 10 years ago, I can say that you've gone a long way at every level, at the level of prevention, at the level of access to treatment, at the level of access to treatment for HIV-positive pregnant women and their children. So definitely when you go to global meetings and talk about examples of what countries have done a good job, South Africa is definitely one of them.
Civil society representatives have urged the European Union to commit itself to a second period of the Kyoto Protocol without making conditions for other countries. The 27-nation EU is signatory to the current agreement to cut greenhouse gas emission, but it's indicated that while it is prepared to go for a second commitment period, all other nations, rich and poor, should establish a roadmap which would lead to all countries committing to a legally binding framework. Tove Writing of Greenpeace International was speaking at Durban's COP17 conference.
If we lose the Kyoto Protocol here in Durban, there is no way that the EU is not going to take its share of the blame. The EU needs to stand by the Kyoto Protocol and defend it. And if they don't, they will have their blame for a bad outcome in Durban.
And the trial of 3 terror suspects has adjourned until tomorrow in the Palabora Circuit High Court. They allegedly conspired to commit terror acts in townships, bus stops and taxi ranks in the Limpopo town. 2 of the suspects, Georgios Karitzis and Martinez Foster, appeared today and denied being part of a group formed in Palabora to attack black people and ANC members. Karitzis and Foster did, however, admit having acquired firearms and pipe bombs for self-defense purposes after the death of AWB leader Eugene de la Blanche and Julius Malema, saying of the struggle song with the words "Shoot the Boer."